Welcome to this week's edition of the Don't Argue. All thanks to Palmerbet, of course, and one of the best in the business. Absolute superstar on and off the field is none other than former Newcastle Knight, Kurt Gidley. Gids,
Matty,
how are you, big fella?
champion. Great, mate. How are you?
Mate, I'm pumped. Looking forward to this round because, Gids, we're starting to get down to the nitty-gritty of the season, aren't we? It's getting exciting now, and form's going to be so important in the next couple of weeks, isn't it?
Oh, Matty, you're right. Geez, there was a few decent upsets there last week too, so they're hard rounds to pick at the moment with Origin players being out and into the Origin camp. I mean, that's a big game, obviously, this week. But, mate, yeah, some tough games to pick and some blowout scores. So a bit of a transition period, mate, mid-year this stage during these three Origin matches. And then all of a sudden it got to draw a line in the CM8 post-Origin, and then she's on again. But interesting time at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, kids. And let's have a look at the good, the bad, the ugly from last weekend's round of matches. I'm going to start with the ugly because I didn't see this coming. I don't think you saw this coming. The Warriors were absolutely deplorable against the Titans, 66-6. They were 48 zip at the 56th minute. Titans scored 11 tries, and it leaves the Warriors in 13th position. Can they get their season back on track? They're currently 350 just to make the finals, Gids. That was really disappointing, wasn't it?
Really disappointing, Matty. Yeah, I think we've spoken about it a number of times. We all thought it was going to be there for the Warriors this year. Obviously, good year last year. Momentum was building back over in New Zealand. I think they've taken over rugby union over there, dead set. I heard this week that they were looking to change, or I don't know if it's this week or last week, that they had to change a Super Rugby game because it clashed with the Warriors game. And that's just unheard of previously, isn't it? You wouldn't have rugby union changing a game because they were worried about ratings or crowd figures. So, yeah, but, mate, they're just not living up to the expectation, probably internally and from an external point of view. It's disappointing, but, I mean, how do you see that one coming 66-0? The Titans haven't been that flash. They've been pretty inconsistent. They haven't certainly, way down from a defensive point of view this year. So you couldn't have seen that coming. So bit of soul searching, mate, for the Warriors this week, and tough video session to sit through that one. So how are they going to respond?
Mate, how are they going to respond? And I'm worried because you got the red pen in the hand too, mate. So I was starting to think, hang on, is the line coming through? The Waz, are they Gonski? But no, we're just going to save that for another week.
Not quite.
Not quite. Hey, the bad Raiders, they missed another opportunity. They went down 48-24 at Campbelltown, a disappointing effort. Ricky Stewart, he's been known to do it in the past, mate. Absolutely ripped them a new one in the press conference. If they won, they would have jumped to 5th. They're now 10th. Question is, will they make the 8? And they're currently 360 at Palmerbet to make the finals, Gids.
Oh, it's that bottom end of the 8, 6th, 7th, and 8th is a really tough one to try and work out at this stage of the year. Still a lot of water to go under the bridge, mate, at the moment. But, yeah, missed opportunity for them. There's no doubt about that. Could have got up to 5th or 6th on the ladder. And instead, I think they've fallen just outside of the 8 they have now. But, yeah, missed opportunity. Sticky would have been fuming at that one. I don't think the Tigers had won at Campbelltown in a number of games, and I'm talking like a few years. I remember a couple of games where they come close, certainly one against Manly either this year or last year. So it was a big win for the Tigers out there. But, yeah, definite missed opportunity for the Raiders and Sticky's team.
Absolutely it was, mate. And the good, I want to get to the good because they just continually be good, and that is the Melbourne Storm. Just doing Melbourne Storm things. They sit on top of the ladder, Gids. Gutsy win against the Dolphins. It was a ripping game, and take nothing away from the Dolphins. They're the real deal. It was Craig Bellamy's 12th straight win against the Wayne Bennett coach team, and that was while missing their Origin stars plus Cam Munster. How far do you see the Storm? Can they win it? They're currently 550 to win the competition. They are cruising, aren't they, Gids?
Well, for sure, they definitely can win it. I mean, they've been the most consistent team this year, that's for sure, and they're sitting top of the ladder. Defensively, they're always strong. It doesn't matter who's in, who's out. They're always bringing in a player that can compete. We'd say Penrith has been the best and most consistent team over the last few years, but Melbourne's done it for 20 years straight. What Craig Bellamy's able to do there is just phenomenal. Pappenhausen, mate, your man was back. Good to see him get through a game, and he played with some confidence too. So
he's obviously What about that chase down, Gids? It was a magnificent try. The try scorer's name escapes me, but the chase down and the effort from Pappenhausen returning from injury,
Yeah.
I think that defines the Melbourne Storm in one play, doesn't it, as a team?
Well, it does, mate. Yeah. I mean, they work so hard for each other, mate. And they put their bodies on the line. Pappenhausen to come back through the adversity of injury and rehab is that they can play. They can play some mental scars, mate, on your mind. But he didn't look like he played with any fear, and it was great to see him get through the game unscathed. So, yep, great work, Melbourne Storm. Keep powering on.
Mate, let's go to our tips for last week. And I've got us down for 3 out of 5. They're not really giving us that much love at Palmer, but they're kind of saying that we only got 1, which is the Roosters. But I think we definitely both had the Storm. We both had the Roosters.
Well, you've got 4. I've got you down for 4 from 8. I'm 3 from 8 here.
Yeah, but there wasn't 8 games. That's just the number from.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, not 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so I reckon we were both the same last week. So I reckon we were both 3 from 5. That's how.
Yeah.
So that is a tick. That is a pass. Your Gids get on. Roosters 1 to 12. Bulldogs first to score. So Roosters obviously winning a little bit 26-8, but you were right with the Bulldogs scoring first, mate. So you weren't too far away there, big fella.
Yeah, but not good enough though, mate. I think I'm still yet to get up and get on this year.
Nah,
but mate, the back end of the last year, that's where I fly, mate. Where just wait till I get past this origin period, myself and the Knights. It'll be another 10 straight.
I love the confidence, mate, and I hope you're right. Otherwise, we mightn't have a gig next year, I'd say, big fella. Hey, my Matties must have Dolphin Storm. I went Storm 1 to 12 and saluted in the 1 to 12. Pappenhausen anytime try scorer, and I went Katoa anytime try scorer. And for Patches, kind of thought I was home here. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but not good enough, as you say, Gids.
He's a good player, Katoa too. So surprising he didn't pick up a little meat pie there, mate. But mate, the Dolphins competed again. They've only just gone down by 1 try. So mate, again, it's a pretty decent effort by the Dolphins. So, but no, mate, we're still searching for our multi to get up.
Yeah, it'll come, mate. Don't give up on us because we keep persevering, Gids, and that's what it's all about. Hey, listen, let's have a look at this weekend's round of matches. As you said, Origin, in time of recording this, Gids, we don't know the result of Origin. So look at that. Have a look at
this. This is all I'll get around in Newcastle. People see me head to toe, hat, jumper, shirt, Palmer bit, drink bottle.
Oh, I love it. And pure water too, mate. Should be coming out of the Himalayas.
Oh, yeah. No. It's Himalaya, straight from base camp, mate, in Nepal. It is.
Hey, let's have a look at this Friday night's game, 8 p.m. Accor Stadium. It's the Bulldogs taking on the Sharks head-to-head. Bulldogs 240. Sharks $1.57 at the line. The Bulldogs plus $3.5, $1.98. Sharks minus $3.5, $1.83. Key talking points, all thanks to Palmer Bet. Bulldogs, of course, coming off a poor loss to an undermanned Roosters team last week. Sharks are coming off the bye. They'll be refreshed. Plenty of points. The Sharks have scored 106 points in their last 3 games against the Bulldogs. Are we with the Sharkies here, mate?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a true stat though. 106 points against the Dogs. The Dogs have been big improvements, mate, this year, and one of the best defensive teams in the comp in 2024. I think this is going to be a pretty good game. Both, they've got Sharks have got Nico back. He's obviously out of Origin for game 2. Matty Burton's back with the Dogs too. He's out of that 18th man position for the Blues. So shaping up as a pretty good game. I think this one. I don't know. It's a bit of a tough one to pick. I thought that the Sharkies were average against the Dolphins before the bye. I think Nico Hines had a shot from the sideline to draw that game. I'm going to lean towards the Sharks, mate. I think the Sharks have done enough for this year to get this game over the line head to head. I think it's going to be a decent contest though, and I predict that because the Dogs' defensive record this year, their line speed's been outstanding, and they all believe in Cameron Ciraldo's defensive strategy. So I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, we're going to be a good game. A lot closer than probably what people think. I think it'll be a couple of tries in it, but I'm sticking with the Sharks. Done nothing wrong all year, and they'll get the job done on Friday night. Saturday, Warriors, Broncos. 5:30 at Go Media Stadium. Head-to-head, the Warriors 226, Broncos $1.64. At the line, the Warriors plus $2.5, $1.90. Broncos minus $2.5, $1.90. Key talking points for the Warriors. They'll want to forget last week. Just put it out of their head, and they want to bounce back this weekend. Broncos coming off a bye. Their last 3 or 4 weeks have been pretty ordinary as well. And pointing to a Broncos win, the Warriors have won only 2 of their last 6 games at Go Media Stadium, while the Broncos have won 3 of their last 4 against the Wars. Gee whiz, it's hard to kind of tip either team here with any confidence, isn't it, Gids?
Yes, it is. I see the Broncos have crept back into the 8 now, but mate, yeah, the Warriors are coming off a terrible loss there last week. It's one of those ones where the coach might just write it off and not even do the video session and start focusing on this game against the Bronx. Broncos could have some players backing up from Origin. Just on the NRL app at the moment, looks like Sean Johnson might be out for a month with an Achilles injury. So he's a big loss, mate, for the Warriors this week, and I think he's going to be the difference. I think they'll be down on confidence from last week. It's a big turnaround to get your defensive structure back in order and to have your key playmaker out. I'm on the Bronx here for this one.
I love the Bronx, and I'm sticking fat with them, and they need to win. Must-win games now to just to secure their spot in the finals. So yeah, they'll get the job done. And the Warriors, for some reason, is disappointing at home. I don't know what the go is, because you'd think the crowd get up and behind them. Knights v Eels, Saturday 5:30 p.m. at McDonald Jones Stadium. Head-to-head, the Knights $1.80, Eels at $2 at the line. The Knights minus $0.5, $1.85, Eels plus 0.5. $1.96. So they're expecting a really tight game here. Knights and Eels, both teams coming off the bye last week. And look out, kids. Knights have not won at home since round 9, and they have lost their last 6 against the Eels. Kids, this is a massive game, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, the Eels have been a real hoodoo team for us over the last few years, and I can't remember too many victories. I remember there was a horrendous Old Boys day where they beat us by 50. So they haven't had a great record against the Eels, mate, but potentially opportunity for Will Price to come into the team, young English boy who's son of Leon Price. Leon Price played a long career in the English Super League, so I know he's been playing well in reserve grade. There has been a number of changes in the halves at the Knights throughout the year, so Will Price may get his chance. We'll watch that space. Back at home, look, I think the Knights. I'm going to go the Knights. I think the Eels might have had some inconsistencies himself. Whether Mitchell Moses backs up on a Saturday after Origin 1, a few question marks on that one at the moment. It's a hard one to pick at this stage to see who's going to be named on the team sheet, but I'm sticking with the Knights, mate, here.
You just kind of made it out as if you were not going to tip the Knights then. That was a nice little ploy into that. I thought he's just toying with us a little bit here. I'm sticking with your Knights only because of you, mate, to be honest.
Mate,
the last
thanks, you're a good man.
This is the last chance I'm giving them. They need to win. And you talk about teams needing to consolidate and push. They need to win this game.
Matty, they've had a pretty ordinary few weeks there in between their buys. They went into the first buy, 4 wins in a row, bye, and then all of a sudden they shot up the ladder and they lost a couple of games in between those and a couple of average ones, one against the Dogs, and then we slip back down. That's how quick it is. That's how quick you slide back down the ladder and you lose a bit of confidence and belief. But consistency is, again, that's why the Melbourne Storm and Penrith are so good. They play not just week in, week out consistently, every 5-10 minutes consistently, every set. And that takes really strong mental toughness to do that. That's why they're at the top.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, mate. Hey, talking about those teams, Storm v Raiders, Saturday, 7:35 p.m. at Amy Park. Head-to-head, Storm $1.16, Raiders at $5.25. At the line, the Storm minus $15.5, $1.90. Raiders plus $15.5, $1.90. Key talking points for the Storm. Great win against the Dolphins. They sit on top of the ladder. Raiders, they'll pour against the Tigers, pushes them out of the 8. And Sticky gave them an absolute tailing in the post game. And a reverse hoodoo. Raiders have won 5 of their last 6 games at Amy Park. That's an amazing stat.
Hey, what's that?
5 of their last 6 games, the Raiders have won at Amy Park.
That's boys. That's a misprint.
No, I reckon we
no.
last year.
Yeah. Mate, they go there. Yeah, they go there with some confidence. They will. That does. I think that does play a part in their
No doubt.
psychology. The Raiders, because mate, Sticky would be digging up some of that previous footage, and utilising that during the week. Hey boys, here's what you've done well there previously.
Yeah.
We take it as a challenge. That's the stuff that Sticky can use as great motivation and great belief. This
And
is what
Gids,
we've
they're
done well
going to have,
previously down here.
and the Storm are going to have players that are going to be on the backup, from Origin on Wednesday night. So it's an interesting game.
Tough one. I can't go past the Storm, though, mate. What they're doing, they're top of the ladder for a reason. They work hard defensively, work so hard defensively, and everyone's on the same page. When they got shape and attacking shape, it's beautiful to watch. So I'm sticking with the Storm.
Mate, I'm sticking with the Storm too. But I reckon if there is going to be an upset, I reckon this might be the game. And
$5.25.
I know it is an absolute. So you can have something on both,
Stop
really,
it.
can't you? Like
Something.
just to get a little share. Hey, let's move along to the Dragons and the Dolphins. Sunday 2 p.m. at Nestrata Jubilee Stadium. Head to head, Dragons $1.90, Dolphins $1.90 at the line. The Dragons plus $1.50, $1.89. Dolphins minus $1.50, $1.91. Key talking points: Dragons obviously coming off the bye. Dolphins tough loss, tough game last week against the Storm, but I thought they were brilliant again. And no dramas on the road. Dolphins have won 5 of their last 7 away games this season. I must admit, Gids, I reckon the Dolphins are a ridiculous price at $1.90.
That's what I'm with, mate. That's who I'm with. I'm with the Dolphins here, $1.90. They've done enough, mate. They're in the top. They're in the top 4. They're just outside the top 4. But mate, they've played great. They've played great this year, and they've extended their good form later this year than obviously last year. They had a couple of hiccups when they got a few injuries last year, and they started to plummet down the ladder a bit. But they've been consistent, mate, this year, and they deserve to be where they are. That's for sure. And I'm on the Dolphins, mate, against the Drags this week.
Yeah, so am I. I just reckon $1.90 is a ridiculous price for a team that's going pretty bloody good. They'll get the job done. Panthers Cowboys Sunday 4:05 Panthers Stadium. Head to head Panthers $1.27. Cowboys at $3.80 at the line. The Panthers minus 11.5 $1.89. Cowboys plus 11.5 $1.91. Key talking points all thanks to Palmer Bet. Panthers and the Cowboys both coming off the bye. They'll have a whopping 10 players for Panthers. For the Panthers, 7 players and 6 for the Cowboys backing up from Origin. And been a while, the Cowboys have not won a game at Penrith since 2016. Hard to tip against Penrith as well, isn't it?
Can't see it happening. Can't see it happening, mate, neither. I think it'll be another year, mate, since they haven't won at Penrith too. Yeah, whether there's players backing up for Penrith or not, they've always got a conveyor belt of good players who know the system and just fill in, whether those players back up from Origin or they don't. So I'm on the Panthers here, mate. They're one of the best team in the competition over the last few years. So I think they'll be there at the end of the year, and I think they'll have enough to knock over the Cowboys at home.
Yeah, Panthers will get the job done. I've been a little bit disappointed with the Cowboys this year. They're just so inconsistent with their form. Roosters beat Tigers final game Sunday 6:15 at Allianz Stadium. Head to head Roosters $1.17. Tigers at $5 at the line. The Roosters minus 14.5 $1.90. Tigers plus 14.5 $1.90. Key talking points: the Roosters solid win against the Bulldogs without their Origin stars last week. They just got the job done. For the Tigers, huge win against the Raiders at home and got their number. The Roosters have won 7 straight against the Tigers and 17 of their last 18. That is phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Probably shaking in your boots a bit if you're the Tigers here at the moment, considering those stats. 17 out of the last 18, you've been dusted by them, and I think they'll be done again. I mean, it surprised me when I looked at the ladder, and seen the Roosters sitting in 4th position. Like they were struggling only a month ago.
Yeah.
Month ago, 6
weeks
ago.
Radar, haven't they, Gids? Like they
have. They're still sneaking under the radar a bit. But again, mate, like you look at their team, and it's a real quality team because they're not losing a lot of guys. Like they're keeping Teddy throughout the Origin, Luke Keary. They've got a number of Kiwi boys who are international players who don't get lost with Origin. So it's a great roster to have throughout this time of the year. I'm definitely on the Roosters, mate. 13+. Good win by the Tigers last week, but again, I can't see them backing it up and beating the Roosters this week.
Nah, Roosters for mine too, Gids. What about your pick 8 this week, mate? What are you going with, and what price?
Yeah.
What you got, big fella?
Yeah, mate, the Gids pick 8 this week. Sharks to win, Broncos to win, Knights at home, Storm, the Dolphins, Penrith, and the Roosters, mate, $14.80.
Yeah, mate, I feel I can't believe this, but I've gone exactly the same, mate.
Have you?
Everything the same. So we are, as they say, good minds think alike, mate.
That's it, mate.
So I'm happy
Okay,
with that too. Like I think there's a question mark over the Broncos. And taking on the Warriors at home. They might lift coming off a really bad week last week. You don't know what's going to happen with the Broncos Origin players too. You're not
Dragons Dolphins one could be a bit of a question mark as well.
Yeah, obviously.
Sure. Depends if Benny Hunt backs up there, but yeah, mate, they can they can have a cracking week, the Dragons, or they can have a stinker. So I'm not sure what's going to be this week.
Right, what about the Gids get on, mate, for the Palmer bet follower, big fella? This is where you start coming good.
Yes, that's right. Well, mate, there's a bit of mail this week that the young Englishman, Will Price, may make his debut, so we'll see if he's named in the team sheet. So if he is named and does play, or if he's not even named but does play, I'm going to jump on Will Price. He didn't play reserve grade last week when reserve grade did play. He was named and didn't play, so maybe that was a bit of a sign. But Will Price, anytime try scorer, if he takes the field, and Knights to win 1-12.
How good would that be? What a great story.
Yeah, so he might be named in a starting jersey, or he might be named in the 18-20. Who knows? But if he does, I hope he goes well.
Love it, Gids. I'm going to go two little different multis. I like the Broncos to win. I'm sticking fat with them, and I reckon Reece Walsh will be a massive part of it to score 2+ tries. So Price will be on the screen, and I'm going to do the same with the Dolphins to get the job done. I just thought they were a ridiculous price at $1.90, and the hammer to score 2+ tries as well. So it's all
picking up a few.
Back up. It's just if they back up from Origin, we don't really know, but that's the way I'm going, thinking that they are going to back up and they'll be key players in their teams on the weekend.
Yeah, mate, some cracking tips there, Matty. Let's get up one of these multis.
Hey,
Let's get it done.
Hey, and Gids, download the Palmer Bet app, get involved. Hunters Club not too far away, and we're actually hanging on you on the AFL version of this show, mate. Myself and Spider are having a little bit of a chuckle earlier, but we are going to have a whole lot of fun. I've seen some video, and it looks sensational. So it's going to be brilliant, and that is not too far away. But download that app, get involved, and as we always say, gamble responsibly and think about what you're really gambling with. Gids, I hope, and as I said, by the time we're recording this, Origin hasn't played. Geez, I hope you
don't hope, Matty.
Mate.
Hope won't help anyone. Hope won't help. You got to believe.
Got to believe, mate.
You got to believe.
Good on you, big fella. I look forward to catching up with you next week, mate.
Cheers, everyone.
Think, is this a bet you really want to place? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.